Pulls out candy. Okay.
Oh, I guess what our challenge is candy. Do we get a pass?
Oh!
Is it going?
Yeah, it's going.
Oh,
Bloopers, so like. They just keep like coming.
How many did you get?
I think it's a pack of 12.
There's a lot. There's a lot more than 12.
You're not.
Oh,
If there's more than 12, it's completely okay. I mean.
It's your channel, so take the.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Look, Mom. Let's talk about it. I decided to start a talk show. So I'm looking at you because I'm like, I can't look at. First off, who doesn't love tacos? I mean, I love tacos. You all love tacos. So for this show, we decided we're gonna have a talk show about things happening in our lives, and at the same time, we're gonna be eating tacos because
is that a good
tacos are life.
Hopefully pray.
Yes. We're good. All right. So a little rundown of how this show's gonna go. I'm with my lovely friends, by the way. I should have mentioned that. Would all you like to say your names? Yeah, we're gonna start with you.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Megan. I'm Brooke.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Cassie. I'm Courtney.
And she's my roommate. These are my friends who live right down the hall. So we'll be over here like all the time filming these videos because let's be real, like, they're awesome. Okay. I know, right? Actually, I should check to make sure this is recording. Go see if the red dot's flashing on like the little, is the red dot flashing? No, don't push it. On the screen? Is there a red dot that's on the screen?
There is a red dot.
Okay, that means it's recording. We're good.
Okay.
We're good. We're not gonna reset this. You know, like, if you watch my vlogs, you already know who I am. Yeah, you should know that too, but you know how I am. So, like, today's talk show, we decided it'd be fun to talk about, you know, awkward dates, first dates, those types of things.
First things.
You know, first.
The
Life first.
The first.
All the first things you could possibly imagine.
This is my
First things, first things. This is your first time eating taco? Oh my goodness! I was like,
No way.
Oh my
girl. Also, randomly in the video, we have this jar. Inside of the jar, there's challenges that we have to do for about 5 minutes. So it's not the whole video because,
To be real, that'd be annoying.
yeah, for real, but it's good. So, we're gonna kick this off with bad first date experiences.
Sure.
All right, who would like to take the floor first?
No.
I think
You have a good first
Yeah,
date.
you
You
do.
do.
I'm getting my
Like my
taco.
first date?
Like the belly rubbing thing.
Okay.
Ah!
Wait, I gotta pick one though, right?
No,
You're not happy yet.
Oh. Wait, so.
You just talk about your date and how it happened.
Wait, do I need like code names so I don't hurt this person's feelings?
No.
You do whatever you want. I mean,
No shade.
I don't want to go first.
okay, I'll go first. So, as many of you know, I'm single. I've been single my whole life. Right? Right? Yes, of course. I've been on one date my whole life. It was the worst first date ever. So, first off, my friend asked me, she goes, hey, Jamie, you don't go on this blind date? And I'm like, yeah, sure, blind date should have thrown me off in the beginning, but I was a freshman in college, and I was like, oh yeah, why not? I'll take a group date, it would be my first date, it would be fun. Well, we get there, and the guy like kind of says hi to me, but then like, he never talks to me, and he's walking, I kid you not, 5 feet ahead of me the whole entire date. So and it wouldn't talk to me. So like, I third wheeled my own double date. Like I had a date there and I third wheeled it. I talked to my friend and her date the whole time because they actually would talk to me, but he wouldn't. And so like, it's like, and then I would see him on campus every once in a while. I was like, dude, like no, like, no. He's like balding a little. Like not that I judge or anything, but he's like, wait, I was 18 and I'm pretty sure he was way older than me, and I was just like,
Oh dear. I don't know how I'm gonna beat that.
I bet you have one up your sleeve.
Alrighty, Megan.
Yep, there's one right there. hear about this date.
Alright. Well, it was my very first date, and it was fun. Like, it was good. The first part was really awesome and good. And we went to the zoo, and that was fun. Saw all the cute animals. And then he was like, "Oh, hey, we should go watch a movie." And so we went back to his house, and he had like one of those like wraparound couches, and he's like, "I called the corner." So he got all settled, and I came and sat, and he did like the arm around thing, which was like fine, like that's normal, right? But then he moved down. I can't really do it, but he moved down like this, and he started rubbing my stomach. Like he literally was going like this back and forth, and I felt so uncomfortable, and sorry, I had to come up with an excuse to get out of it, and it was really
Oh, that's really
That's
awkward.
That would be really rough.
and I was just looking forward to the end of it.
I would too. Like,
Alright, it can be over now. Bye.
I went on a date with a guy, and it was the first one that we went on was a double date with me and him, and then my brother and his at the time girlfriend. And we're at this parade thing. It's called 30 Days Parade, and there was a Model A 1931 Ford that drove by, and I was like, "Hey, my grandpa just got one of those, and it's fully restored, it's super nice." And then he's also working on fixing up a 1930. And so we're talking about it, and he was like, "Oh, that's awesome. Where do they get their gas?" And I was like, "Chevron, Maverick, I don't know, like wherever they feel like going." And he was like, "No, oh, I see. You clearly don't know a lot about cars. Those older cars have to go dig up their own gas." And I was like, no, that's not how it goes at all. So anyway, super awkward, kind of like, okay, whatever, like you clearly don't know about cars. So then we go on a second date, and I was just kind of like, you know what, like other than that, he's an okay guy, like just kind of dumb, but it's okay. And so we go on another date, and we go to Texas Roadhouse, and I always get the same thing there. It's off the kids menu, the 6-ounce Sandy steak, and I get mashed potatoes. Same thing every time. And so I go to order it, and he's like, "No, you don't have to get something cheaper. Get something off the adult menu." And I was like, "No, you can straight up call my mom. I get this the same thing every time." He's like, "Get something bigger." So I just get the 8-ounce steak, and I'm like, "I'll just have leftovers, like whatever." And so I get it, and then date's going good, kind of awkward. Didn't really think that there's gonna be another date. Like just not clicking, right? And so it comes time to pay. And, oh, I left out a key thing. We go to drive to the state. He didn't have his license. He was a year older than me, didn't have his license. But he thought it'd be awkward if I drove, so his mom drove us. Even though I had my license and my own car, he thought it would be less awkward to have his mom drive us.
Did
So
your mom
anyway.
sit in the restaurant too?
Yeah, so she didn't sit in it. She was parked outside the restaurant. So she was still there the whole time.
I thought
but
she was like
just,
awkwardly like sitting in the booth like across from you all like watching
that
this and they like
No, that was
you know
really awkward. So anyway, so it comes time to pay, and he only has $20, and I'm like, "You do not have enough to cover this. Like, what the heck? What I was originally supposed to get is 6, and you made me get something that's 11. Like, why are you pushing it?" But anyway, so he was like, "I can just throw the 20 now, and we can just leave." And I was like, "No, you know what? I have my card. I'm just gonna run to the bathroom really fast." And he's like, "Okay." And so I leave the restaurant, and I go out, and I talk to his mom, and I was like, "1, your son's an idiot. 2, like kind of like gave her the rundown. I was like, he's inside waiting for someone to pay right now." And I walked across the street to Sportsman's and called my parents, made him come pick me up. It was really bad.
Had a girl. That's right.
And then he asked me what kind of necklace I want because he went to California, and I was like, "We haven't talked in 2 months. I don't want a necklace."
Why you're gonna make me pay for that?
literally.
Alright,
Wow.
who's next?
I have a story. It's kind of not necessarily like a one-on-one date, but I had a group of guy friends in middle school, and they were like, "Hey, I just got my license." Like, "Hey, if you give us a ride to Pizza Hut, we'll buy you pizza." And I was like, "Okay, great." So I give them a ride, and we're all sitting down eating this pizza, and one by one, they just get up and leave. And I'm like, "Where are they going?" And so one of the guys that left earlier texted me. He's like, "Hey, they're planning on ditching you, so you have to pay." And I was like, "No." So I get up and bolt out of there, and the other guys do too. And they push me out of the way, and they just run. I have no idea where they went. So I told a lady, I was like, "Hey, these guys just ditched me here." I'm like, you're gonna cut this out. I paused. Anyway, I was like, "Hey, they just I wasn't planning on paying for this. And she's like, well, you either need to find them or I have to call the cops on you. And I was like, no. I was like, I know where they are, just let me go find them. So I get in my car and I drive, and they're at one of their houses. I knew that they would be there, and I get out and I scream, like, get in this car right now. I'm gonna go to jail if you guys don't come and pay. And so I drive them back to Pizza Hut, drop them off. The ladies out there just chewing them out, like, you don't treat girls like this isn't right. And I'm like, bless, thank you. And I just sit there and I'm gonna chew them out for a second, and then they start to turn around and walk back to my car. I'm like, oh, I'm not giving you a ride. Like, no way. I like full on gun it around the Pizza Hut around the other side, and they're like running towards my car trying to get right back. I'm like, nope. I almost like I don't even stop. Full on, almost hitting them. Book it out of Pizza Hut, and I never talked to them again. It was the worst. Guys suck. Don't let a guy treat you like that. Anyways, long story.
The stories are slowly getting like
A little more like
boys suck. We hate boys. All guys are jerks. Don't date boys or girls. I realize we're all girls and only just date boys, but we don't want to date girls either.
Just buy puppies.
Or fish. Babies.
Even.
Babies. Adopt.
All right.
What?
It's your turn.
Do you have one?
You're up.
I didn't really go into already had a concept.
Do you have one? All right, challenge time.
Jordan, you have to pick one out of the box. Bowl.
Jar. Let's see what it is. This is another.
Stir it up.
Make it. Let's see how it is. Oh, put this one back in the jar.
Okay.
Tell the person next to you feed you taco.
Okay. All right. So we have to eat another taco. Luckily, we've had two for each of us. We knew this was gonna happen. So everyone grab a taco.
Taco. Okay.
Just
We're doing it on what happened.
That's
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Alright.
Are you doing this?
You're helping me.
Okay.
Oh,
Hold on, I'm putting this in
are
there.
you ready?
I don't ruin your lipstick.
It's okay. It's lip stay on.
Okay.
Are we just doing like partnerships?
We'll just do one bite with your partner.
Okay.
Should we do it like how like
Or do it like wedding cake?
Wait.
Wait.
Are we doing like
you
wedding
want-
cake style?
Yeah, I'm doing wedding cake style.
Okay.
Ready?
Oh, like that?
Oh.
Okay.
I think that we should just do this.
I guess
It'll be
so.
less- Okay.
So we feed each other like.
Wait.
Wait, we have to like do the loop.
Okay.
Are we feeding ourselves straight? Oh, we really gotta go for the food.
I'm
No.
confused as what's happening.
This is your taco? No, this is you hold Megan's taco.
this?
We
Megan,
just
how did
that change?
We'll just switch our tacos.
Okay, so Megan feeds you, and you feed Megan. Like other hand, Jordan. Put it in this hand. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Ready? Everyone. No, we're gonna do it again. I need everyone to do it at the same time. Wait, we gotta switch tacos. Hey, everyone, we're doing it at the same time. Same time. Ready?
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
On the count of
Oh,
three.
no. Wait, how are you guys doing it? Okay, go.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
It's not in my mouth.
Oh no. We just broke them out.
Who eats a taco like this? Me. That's
Oh my god. Can we just admire? Dude, that's 2 bites.
Oh.
I feel like we did really good.
That was like a good challenge. I enjoyed
That was actually really fun.
There's like tacos everywhere. Like there's ground beef like all over it. Like I smell like beef.
Like the ramen in the shower.
That's a talk for another day.
Another day.
That's true. While we're sitting here eating tacos, we also need help figuring out other challenges
Yes.
and topics to talk about. To taco about. Let us talk about it. It's not joke problem. It's anyway. No, I'm just kidding. But like literally, write down like comment below like what kind of videos you want to see. Well, like not ideas. What in the world am I even talking about? Oh my heck! I'm so just shut up.
Basically, comment below topics for her
for us to talk about.
Yeah, and challenges, like the one you just witnessed. We have a whole jar full of them, so like,
We need more though.
we do. So let us know what you want to do. We're gonna get back into talking about other
We're talking about first kisses.
first kisses.
First kisses. Ooh.
First kisses. Oh yeah, I love talking about my first kiss.
Really?
That's
Woo-hoo.
juicy.
That's
Literally
super juicy. Just like this taco.
I don't really know what's in this whole video.
Scratched your eye drop. You didn't scrub part of it all.
You look great. You look great.
Oh.
I think it's your turn, maybe.
No, she went last. She went first. She
what?
did it last time. So who wants to tell their first kiss story first?
Oh no, for a
Brooke.
challenge.
Okay, I'll tell my first kiss story. So my like real first kiss was my freshman year of high school. My brother had this really good friend, and I was crushing on him hard. Like they were like juniors in high school, and I was like, oh, this boy's so cute. And I always tried like meddling my way into them, and finally I got my way in, and the boy started talking to me.
No, wait. You know what? I want to spice this up a little bit. Can you please sing your first kiss story?
Yeah, sing it, Brooke.
Rap it. All right, I'm gonna drop a 6 feet. Ready?
How am I supposed to rap? I can't rap. How do I rap? I was in the entryway. How do I do this?
Tell a story.
This is a story. Like you made to demonstrate real quick.
Yeah,
Okay, who wants to drop a 6 feet?
I don't know.
I said we all do it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I didn't think about trying to sound good.
Where's the papers?
I can't.
Ready? Now, this is a story all about how you've already heard my story about how I've been single my whole life, and I'd like to take a moment just to sit back down to tell you how I never got kissed by a guy in my life.
Word.
Drop the mic. I swear I just got lettuce everywhere.
Oh dear.
I don't know why I did that. I'm so sorry. I interrupted your story. Like, you should just like punish me. I should be like have a cone of shame. Anyways.
I can't sing. So basically, meddled my way into this boy's life. Brother has no idea. And finally, the boy was leaving our house, and my bedroom was like near the entryway. And so I was like, he's like, oh, like I'm leaving, and I was like, okay, like see ya. And then like he like went in and kissed me, and really awkward. My brother came around the corner, and he's like, dude, why didn't you leave yet? Turns out we were just kind of sitting there, kissing each other. And that was my first kiss.
Ooh.
That's
How'd
right.
your brother
Wow.
take it?
He did not like it at all. He went straight to my mom. And said, Mom, Brooke was kissing so-and-so. Did not say their name. Michael. That's not his name. We'll say it's Michael. I was macking on Michael, and my brother saw.
In your house.
In the entryway.
That's so romantic.
It was not very romantic.
So my first kiss,
Wanna
he
look like
was.
this?
Okay, anyway. So it was in 8th grade. I would have been 13 years old. And he, like, we were friends and, like, kind of flirted, but it was more like I was flirting with him. Like, this is gonna sound horrible, but I was more like flirting with him just because I was bored. But, like, he was a foot and a half shorter than I was. And, yeah, anyway, just really, like, he was a good guy, just definitely not my type. But anyway, so he was super short. We were really good friends, like in a friend group, and we're at a basketball game. And my middle school, like all the buildings and stuff are separate. And we had 2 gyms, and one was for the 7th grade basketball team, and one was for the 8th grade basketball team, and one was for the 7th grade basketball team. And we were watching the 8th grade basketball team, and I was like, okay, my buddy's playing on the 7th grade court. I want to go over and see like how he's doing. So we go over, and of course, in 8th grade, that means I want you to kiss me. Definitely not how I meant it. And so we go over, and like I look at the score, and we're walking back, and he got on his tiptoes, and he like pulled me down, and I like didn't really realize what was happening, and his entire tongue was in my mouth before our lips touched.
Oh.
He like led with his tongue, and I was like, okay. And so anyway, that was just rough. And so we kind of like stayed friends after it, but it didn't stay together very well. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't
And so I don't really count that as like my first kiss, but technically was. But then my next first kiss was freshman year. I was with a guy who's now gay. One of the many I've turned gay. Like not even lying.
Same though.
Like I have, whether they're gay before they get to me or they turn after, I don't know. But anyway, so like we actually liked each other. Like this one I did want him to kiss me, but he like kissed me like in between classes and like in front of my classroom, and our teacher came out and was like, you guys can't do that because I was at a charter school and like the rules are more strict. And he's like, you can't, or she's like, you can't do that. And he was like, you can't tell me what to do, and left. And I was like, you just got me on such bad terms with my teacher, like you don't have her. And so it's kind of rough, but it was okay.
Yeah. Well, the other kiss wasn't technically a first kiss. I had a first kiss in 7th grade, but it was like a peck. And it was in a park in like one of those tunnel things. And I thought
So like a tunnel thing, or like in the park, or like in like the playground area, the little tube thingy.
it was, yeah, that. That's where
I'm thinking like you like the archway, that tunnel. No, wait. Clarify.
Yeah. And I remember because I was always camping there and his family always camped there, and like we liked each other and would like hold hands while we watched
Was
movies.
it like a summer loving?
Yes. it was
Happened so
summer.
fast.
And I remember my cousin had a boyfriend and they were older than us, and then we would walk around the park at night and hold hands because no one could see, and then we went in the little tunnel and kissed. But it was like a peck, so I don't really count as our first kiss.
Welcome to baby Grease.
I would say my first was kind of like a peck, but I don't know. I kind of refer to it as a bump. But no. I need to explain. So we went to kiss, all right? It's like middle school, behind the school after hours. Like we go into kiss and we just bump noses and then we just look at each other. Bye. Okay, turn around, walk away. Turns out he was a drug dealer, so that went well. Anyways, who else wants to take it? I'm good.
Alrighty, Jordy.
My first kiss wasn't until last summer, and it was a really long first kiss. It lasted like 45 minutes.
Sister went for it.
Yeah. But my second kiss was really
But how did it
fun.
happen?
In his parents' house, like in the living room. His parents were upstairs. It was weird. But it was good because I mean it lasted 45 minutes. So anyway, my second kiss is a funny story. This one I literally cringed though. So this guy, I don't know if he just like salivated a lot,
Oh, I don't like this story.
but I remember when I kissed him, there was so much of his spit in my mouth, I didn't know where to put it. So I just swallowed it and and I literally like I grossed myself out. I was like, I don't know what you're supposed to do because like I was kissing this guy and am I supposed to be like, here 1 second, I have all of your spit in my mouth. Let me go spit it out real quick. Like I didn't know what to do, so I just swallowed it instead. It was really really gross.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. It was whatever. I don't really have any.
I had a guy go to kiss me once, and like his hands were on my face. Like I don't understand how you can mess it up, but like he closed his eyes too early, and then like I was just kind of like sitting there watching it happen, but like I don't know what to do, and he like totally went like that, and just kind of like kissed my ear, and he was like, I don't even know what just happened, and I was like,
Dude, 90-10. Have you ever watched Hitched?
right?
The guys go 90, the girls go 10.
Nice.
But I know
That is a good movie.
That was
Right?
very
I was just saying that people.
I remember one time I had a thing with this guy and his mouth was literally so big I couldn't even kiss him because it like swallowed me.
Yeah.
More like I was like horrible. Like I couldn't even kiss him because like I didn't know. It literally like, swallowed me. Yeah, it was horrible. That only lasted 2 weeks.
What about you? What do you do with any
I
embarrassing
know,
guy stories?
so my first kiss was after a steak dance, the New Year's steak dance.
Ooh!
We were like, what? It was like sophomore year, and we didn't really talk that much, but yeah. So we were like, hey, let's meet up after the dance and talk. And so I had my car, and he had his car, and they were both full of people. And so we're like, hey, let's meet at like the Walmart parking lot. So we pull up next to each other and like everyone gets out of my car and goes and like hangs out with people in his car, and then he comes and gets in my car. And everyone in his car were like drawing hearts on the little condensation on his window. And we were kind of like just sitting there. It was quiet. And then he's like, so, yeah. He's just like, the little peg. I don't know, and he like backs up, does it again. I'm like, okay, cool. And we were like, say goodnight, and we left.
This is actually kind of interesting stories, I'm not gonna lie. Dang.
Kissing is very weird,
Yeah, it is.
but enjoyable.
It is enjoyable.
Oh, I forget. It's not.
I would like zoom in my face like,
It sucks.
oh thanks. Feel better about
Just
myself.
don't swallow spit, okay?
I was not planning on that.
You'd be surprised though.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm just gonna stop.
Okay, that's a good place to stop. Kids watch the show. I have nieces and nephews. They're gonna be like, I don't know if I like Jamie's friends this year.
Oh no.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Y'all are really great. They are great people. They are really great people. Like, I love these girls so much with all my heart and both my kidneys. Thank you, Kaylee. You got me saying that. Yes, both of them, not just one, both. Because that's how much my love is, like, so deep it is. I just totally stole it from Kaylee, by the way. She says it all the time. Kaylee, thank you. I miss you. Anyway, this. Yes. Thank you for coming to Look Ma, let's talk about it. Next time, we'll be here again, eating tacos, talking about it.
Maybe homemade tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just kind of spur of the moment. I didn't feel like making tacos, so I just ordered Taco Bell, and some lady came and dropped it off. Super nice. Joy Run, nice app. Taco
12
Bell.
out of 10 Rebecca.
12 out of 10 recommend.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did not hear
I thought you
that.
said
That didn't come out. I said Recco or Rec.
I thought you said
neck.
I think
No, I was trying to say 12 out of 10 recommend Joy Run.
I thought that's where you like, because you said Recco, and I was like, did you accidentally say like Recco instead of recommend? And I was like, never mind, I'm sorry.
Big Mo, how you get free tacos?
Absolutely not. No.
I'm teasing again.
I got them tacos. Anyway, yes. We'll see you next time on Look Ma, let's talk about it. It's Jamie signing off.
Bye.
Bye.
I know, very
It's hard to like know when to look at the
Also,
camera.
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
think
I
I looked
only
at the
looked
camera
at it
once.
maybe 4 times.